Benjamin, this is exhausting, man.
Tired.
Yeah. Can only imagine how hard it is inside that locker room right now. It can't be easy.
No, it cannot.
Well, let's talk about it. Here we go. Hello and welcome to March 2, the pod presented by Eternal Roofing. We're going to try to bring you some energy today and a little bit of roofing that you can trust with your home, just like you trust us with Bearkat Sports. This is Season 3, Episode 11. We're going to briefly recap Texas. We're going to look back at what we predict for the remainder of the season. Believe it or not, we're only a third through this. And we're going to give some ideas to kind of help solve the disconnect between fans, donors, alums, and the university and athletic administration. Hopefully. I'm your host, producer, once banned, never muted, catfans.com member who believes in more than two things, Cory Hogue. You can find me on social media at Cory Hogue Sports. It's all one word, CoryHogue Sports. And don't forget to check out my new Substack, Cory Hogue Sports, where I cover Texas non-FBS football every week. And as always, I'm joined by the wizard behind Sports of SHSU on Twitter and Instagram. It's all one word. He's the COO of the Cat Fund, proud Bearkat himself, Ben Sorrells. And I'm a little concerned that I'm starting to get soft, Ben.
You are, right? Trying to say some good stuff.
Soft. Well, okay, so Cat fans put out a thing after the beatdown that was the Texas game. And I was like, at what point am I a hater? And what point am I like telling the truth you don't want to hear, right?
Yeah.
Well, I did admit that there are times I intentionally say things to agitate Benjamin, and it comes natural.
It's just who you are.
Yeah, but am I getting soft to even admit that?
I don't know. We'll see how it plays out.
You know how we spell soft when you get soft like this?
SAW or WT or WFT, something like that.
WFT, man. Enzo. Yeah. Enzo and WWE. That's right. Oh, yeah. Soft. you know who's not soft? Taylor Andrews and our friends over at Eternal Roofing. Let's hear a little more about them.
Eternal Roofing and General Contracting is your choice for integrity work in the Texas Hill Country. Taylor Andrews and crew provide experienced quality roofing services with a mission of roofing with faith, serving with integrity, and sheltering homes in the spirit of stewardship. Don't just take our word for it. Here's what satisfied customer Pamela Allen had to say about Eternal Roofing. They did a great job on our patio roof, came out quick for a quote. The quote was very reasonable, and they started and finished work well and quickly. Not a bad thing to say about Eternal Roofing. Give Eternal Roofing a call today at area code 830-251-5673 or area code 936-215-8539, or you can email them taylor@eternalroofingtx.com.
Okay, Benjamin. So, there are those times where you play a game and you walk into the video room the next day and the coach is like, I don't want to watch this. It was as ugly as it gets, and throws it like away.
That was Texas.
I kind of got that feeling when I was doing this recap, and you're going to see exactly when I got that here. It came right about halftime.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I know you typically will clip the good plays on the Sam Houston side. I don't know what you've got clipped, but it's probably not a lot.
I have no clips.
No clips.
No clips. Look, Texas won the toss, deferred to the second half. Sam Houston gained 6 yards on 3 plays and punted. Longhorns needed 12 plays, 76 yards, 7-0 lead. Jarek Gibson's 13-yard touchdown run. Three more plays from the Cats offense. Texas got the ball back. By the way, that was a negative 7 yards on that drive. Longhorns cashed in, 5-yard touchdown run by Arch Manning. No, we're not going to talk about him trying to posterize a Sam Houston player. Go talk to someone else.
Yeah, that was extremely overplayed.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
No,
it's just the dude's got emotion and frustration and all that. Yeah, it was a heat of the moment thing, but
the Texas social media team posting it for like the next 4 days was a little excessive.
But they're still posting pictures though.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
I'm sorry. I know this is a Sam Houston podcast, but we're not good this year. It's not, come at us when we're good. That's all I'm saying. The next drive, after going down 14-0, was another 3 plays and minus 7 yards for Sam Houston. And then Texas extended its lead to 21-0 on a 32-yard pass from Arch to Jordan Washington. Texas added a field goal and another. This is where I got tired. You can see right there. Texas added a field goal and another touchdown run to lead 31-0 at the half.
Well, and Sam Houston didn't pick up a first down until that final drive of the first half, too.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the first half. Texas, 38 plays, 336 yards. Sam Houston, 5 consecutive 3-and-outs, 23 plays, 30 yards, and of those 30, about 23 of them came on the final drive of the half.
Yes.
And how did that end?
Not well.
An interception, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't good. Second half, Longhorns added 2 more touchdown passes by Manning to Ryan Wingo, a field goal in the third quarter. Closed the scoring with another touchdown with 13:22 remaining in the contest for a 55-0 victory. Longhorns had 607 total yards. Sam Houston put up a whopping 113. 6 of Sam Houston's first 7 drives were 3-and-out.
Yeah.
It was as ugly as it gets.
And what was the total yards given up on Sam Houston? It was 600 and...
Let's see. Did I get that? I don't even know that I wanted to write that down. Oh, 607.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure it is the most yards you've given up since you played Texas Tech in 2005, and they scored 80 on you that game. I'm pretty sure it's
yards.
Yeah, well, yeah, fewest yards. Yeah, I didn't look at the fewest yards gained, but I'm pretty sure it was it's the last game I could find where they gave up 600 plus.
6 of Sam Houston's first 7 drives were 3-and-out. 9 drives ended with a punt, 1 with an interception, and another ended on downs at its 41-yard line.
Yeah, we knew there wasn't going to be a ton of success on either side, but I think the biggest thing is you just continue to not get any separation at the wide receiver position. You can't scheme guys open. They're not getting open. And I think you saw, especially in the second half, you kind of just gave up on it and you were just going to dump the ball out to your running back, and let them make a play. So it's become a legitimate concern on my end for the offense that you cannot get the wide receivers involved on offense.
And it's not that they don't have talent.
Yeah. I mean, you returned Quavez and Michael Phoenix, who were 2 of your top 3, 2 of your top 4 guys from last year.
Yeah, but again, I don't even know that we can blame that Longo takes any blame. Like, dude, the wide receiver coach, when did he get through HR?
Yeah, who knows if he had? I mean, yeah, that and the running back group. Yeah.
But it looks like, I saw Fobbs write this, and he's 100% right. It looks like a wide receiver group that didn't get a coach until a month before the season.
Yeah. It's probably been the most underwhelming group on the entire roster, in my opinion.
Yes. Even the offensive line wasn't horrible.
Yeah, I think there's holes in it, but there's pieces that are solid.
Listen, Texas is good. By no means did I expect this to be close. In fact, both of us were we were both kind of pretty close. The score predictions-ish is what we expected. I just thought, they couldn't even work down the field to get a sad field goal.
Yeah. Nothing was working really on either side of the ball. I guess defensively you kind of bent and didn't break a little bit in the first half. You know, it was like a 12-play drive and another long drive on the second one. So I mean, you made Texas work for it, but that was really about the only positive that came out of it.
Well, I need to hear some more positives. So let's hear what Coach Phil Longo had to say after the game. This is about a minute and 40 seconds long.
As crazy as it might sound to you guys, I'm actually I like that this team keeps fighting. I do. I like the fight we have. I like the competitiveness, and I like that we don't change our demeanor very much, regardless of how difficult a game gets. I also told them that I can't remember. I tried to. I went and sat in my the coach's locker room for about a minute and a half while we let the team come back in the locker room. Just tried to think about the last time I've been a part of a loss like this. It's been a long, long time, so I feel fortunate because these aren't pleasant. Don't plan on having another one. And so we have some work to do. There were some things that happened out there that were negative for us that were just about a player across the other side of the line of scrimmage just being better than we are. And when we get beat that way, I can handle it. Can't live with it. I can handle it. When we get beat and we give up on a play because something's self-inflicted or not playing at our best, I don't think it's an effort issue. But when we don't play clean football game, when we make mistakes, when we're out of position, things like that, that's the stuff that we're going to correct. That's the stuff we want to get fixed, you know, as we move forward into Conference USA play. So overall, you're never happy about the outcome that we had this evening. I do believe in my kids, without question. Without question, I believe in our staff. And we're going to get a lot fixed here in the next couple weeks before we head out to Conference USA season.
I feel like I've heard the same thing 4 weekends in a row.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm glad at least he feels they're playing hard. I don't think really anybody's questioning the effort.
No.
Which is a good thing. At least the body language isn't going to be great when you're 0-4 and getting beat up, but guys are still fighting. I know in the second half, I think it was true freshman Brody Henderson, the defensive end, who's actually flashed and playing like 30, 40 snaps. I mean, he got home and had a huge hit on Arch, I think, in the third quarter. So, I mean, guys were still getting after it, which is good to see. So you just hope that continues going forward, and because this is the winnable part of your schedule. Starting with New Mexico State, you got to have guys pumped up, and it's going to take everybody to win these kind of games.
Well, the good news is he has not lost the locker room. That's the positive. The bad news is, when are these mistakes that keep happening week after week after week going to actually get corrected?
Yeah, and I know another thing he's mentioned too, the effort, and then two, the quarterback play's got to be better. He keeps saying that's on him, and which it is. He's the quarterback's coach. He's the offensive coordinator, and it's going to turn around. So I'm interested to see what it looks like moving forward in the quarterback room. And he also sounded like they've decided on Hunter as their starter. He's their guy. So how can they make him more comfortable, suit the offense to his game, and get more production out of the quarterback position and help them? So that's another interesting part of it, and something I took from the post-game presser.
Yeah, he did say Hunter Watson is the starter. But Hunter Watson's been the starter, and going into the season, Phil Longo's thing was, whoever my starter is, we're going to call a game to help them be successful with their style of play. Have you seen that?
I don't know if you saw it against Texas. I think Western Kentucky is probably the most you've seen it. I think you ran the ball one more time than you threw it. Obviously, UNLV, you had the back and forth with Mabry and Hunter and the injury to Hunter, and then you had Mabry play against Hawaii. You had Landon come in. So I think you saw it against WKU when everything was good. Everybody was healthy. You had a game plan, and you aren't playing Texas. So I'm interested to see what it looks like against New Mexico State because Hunter's healthy. You're playing a comparable opponent to where you can kind of fit your system. So they did it against WKU, and they ran the ball a lot, fit his style. So hopefully they can do that against New Mexico State.
It's a great point. I am looking forward to seeing what happens in that game because Dude, listen. I know I get called a hater a lot, and I'm a certified Sam Houston hater on my bio. But I don't hate on people when they're down. Like, it's more fun to be a hater when they're good, and I'm trying to convince you maybe they're not as good as you think they are.
Yeah, nitpicking.
Yeah, this man, I can't. It feels horrible for everyone, man. Even the Sam Houston certified hater. This isn't fun. This isn't what we want.
Well, that's how you know things are bad, when the hater can't hate.
Oh, God, I just want to hate, Ben.
So we got to go win some games.
That's right. I desperately need a couple of wins. And we're going to look to see if that can happen in our next segment. Are there a couple of wins left on this schedule?
We'll see.
We're going to find out. We're going to talk about that. But first, if you're enjoying the show, some of you are, help us grow by rating and reviewing March to the Pod on your favorite podcast platform. It really does matter. Follow us on Podbean at marchtothepod.podbean.com, march2thepod.podbean.com, and on Twitter and Facebook. Find us at Instagram as well, TikTok too, at march2thepod, march the number 2. The pod. We're also a proud part of the Conference USA Podcast Roundtable, with shows covering all 12 CUSA programs. Check it out. Before we get on into looking back and seeing how we think the last 2/3 of this season could go, let's hear for another word from our friends at Eternal Roofing.
Eternal Roofing only uses the finest materials in the roofing business while providing an exceptional warranty. Why do they use CertainTeed products? Because they complement any appearance, provide exceptional and reliable strength, and are known for their enduring performance. Here's what Shane Sosa had to say about Eternal Roofing. Taylor and his team are amongst the highest level of professionals. They care about their customers and go above and beyond just doing the job. Give Eternal Roofing a call today at area code 830-251-5673 or area code 936-215-8539 or email Taylor at eternalroofingtx.com.
Once again, big thank you to our friends over at Eternal Roofing. Well, we are 1/3 of the way through the 2025 season, and again, expectations and reality, I don't think they're far off. We expected 0-4, maybe 1-3. I just don't. I mean, that Texas game, it felt really bad.
Yeah, it did. It was to be expected, but it just felt a little. You just wanted to see, maybe one drive, or a really big defensive hit on the quarterback for a fumble or something like that, which you just didn't get. But we expected 0-4. I had us 0-4 at this point, so it's not a huge surprise. I just think it's kind of how we got here to 0-4. The quarterback situation all over the place. The Texas performance wasn't great. None of the games were really that competitive outside of maybe 2 quarters at Western Kentucky. So I think it's kind of how they've been 0-4 that has a lot of people discouraged.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, Texas, Sam Houston caught Texas at the exact wrong time for the Bearkats.
Yes.
And you kind of knew Texas was going to do what they could to try to dominate that game.
Yep.
And unfortunately, Sam Houston is not good enough to put up a fight in that case this year.
Yeah. And this next game, which I know we'll get into the rest of the schedule, is kind of an inverse spot for you from a schedule-wise and motivation perspective, a lot of different things. So,
yeah, let's get into that right here. Starting Thursday, October 2nd, they travel to Las Cruces, New Mexico for an 8 p.m. start on a Thursday. That's a school night for us, Benjamin.
School work night, yep.
That's right. At New Mexico State. All right. This is one that it's one of the winnables. I think on the next 4 games, let's start there. In the next 4 games, I see 2 winnables. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's 2 winnables. I think one is probably the realistic number, and I think it's New Mexico State. And just starting there, kind of the schedule part of it that I mentioned, you're coming off a bye. It's like 12 days. It's not a full 14-day bye, but it's about 12. And New Mexico State's playing their rivalry game this Saturday. So you get them in a letdown spot. They're on short rest. So I think this is the most winnable game probably on the rest of the schedule.
And by the way, New Mexico, I saw right before we came on, has sold out the student section and everything for that game. They're ready to face New Mexico State. Yes, I think if there's a game, New Mexico State could be it. Are you going to pick them to beat the Aggies?
I think it depends on what New Mexico State looks like this weekend and how they come out of it. It's probably 50-50 if New Mexico State looks really bad, like how they did against Louisiana Tech. I'm probably picking the Bearkats. If they look like how they did where they beat Tulsa by a touchdown at home, I'd probably lean New Mexico State. So it's a toss-up. I want to see how they play this weekend.
That's fair. Yeah, I have that one at 50-50. That is a winnable game. That one's winnable. Thursday, October 9th, a week later, Jack State at home. I can't see the Cats in that one right now.
Yeah, I agree. Jack State, I mean, they've taken a step back from last year, but they're still a really good team. And their running attack and how physical they are at the line of scrimmage is just going to be a big issue for us, I think.
Then you got a short week, 6 days, and UTEP comes to town. Winnable? What percentage? I think this one's in the winnable category. I don't think we're at 50-50. I think right now, unfortunately, Sam Houston's at about 40-45 in this game.
Yeah, I was going to say 35-40. The UTEP defense has looked pretty good this year. Their offense is still a big question, which helps Sam Houston because your defense is a pretty big question. So I don't know if I would pick us right now, but I think it still falls in the winnable category, and it's one of the 2 winnable games in this quarter that I think they've got a shot in.
And no, I do not take any transient out of the UTEP Texas and the Sam Houston Texas game. 2 totally different circumstances. You know, you get a team that, like a Texas, it's like an NFL team, right? If you get a team that all week long they hear how bad they are, they're going to come out and beat the crud out of you.
Yes.
And that's what happened last week.
Yeah, and I mean, UTEP got handled pretty well by not a very good UL Monroe team. They were down 2-3 scores most of the game. They weren't really competitive at Utah State. So they've struggled against comparable G5 teams. I think they're probably a little bit ahead of Sam Houston, but it's definitely a winnable contest.
It's highly possible I may have overhyped Scotty Walden a little bit.
I think they're probably in that 4 to 5 win category instead of the maybe 7 win category we thought they might be in.
Yeah, that's fair. Now, hey, here's a team that has lived up to what they said they were going to be this year, finally, kind of. La Tech.
Yeah, they look to be the class of Conference USA right now.
Sonny Cumbie needs that too, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, handled Southern Miss. You blew out New Mexico State. You competed with LSU for about 3 quarters. I think it was 21-7 or something, or 20-7 going to the 4th quarter. So, yeah, I mean, Louisiana Tech looks to be pretty good this year.
Moving on to the last third of the season start. They go back to Saturday games after the next 4. So the next 4 are going to be midweek games, and then they head right back to Saturdays, November 8th at Oregon State. I mean, it's not a real good Beaver squad either, though.
And who knows if they're going to have their head coach, too. I heard there's some rumblings out of there. It's not a very good team. Obviously, they're going to be better than Sam Houston, but I think it goes from the way I view it, like a 5% win to maybe a 15-20%, the way things have trended for Oregon State recently.
Yeah, Oregon State's just not good. I mean, look, I wish Sam Houston had Oklahoma State on the schedule.
Yes, they are even worse.
Yeah. Oh, boy. The next week, Delaware comes in, and this is a game that we marked down on winnable early in the year. Do you still see this one as a winnable contest?
It is definitely still winnable. I don't know if I have us favored anymore. The last 2 weeks, what Delaware has done has been super impressive. Beat UConn, and I mean, UConn's not great, but they're better than they have been the last few years. And then they blew out FIU on the road, an FIU team that beat Florida Atlantic, who I thought was going to be decent. So Delaware looks to be much more improved than I thought they would be. I think it's still a winnable game, but it's not a for sure game like we thought Kennesaw State was 2 years ago coming into Bowers.
Chris Gilstrap watching on Facebook. Thank you very much for watching. A win on the road at New Mexico State might light a fire under this team.
Yeah.
You are correct. But here's my question for you, Ben. Is the team talented enough to be like, there seems to be a real talent issue on this roster right now.
I think they are against. I think they are against New Mexico State. I think they are against Delaware and probably Middle Tennessee, maybe UTEP. Obviously, you got to play up to your ability, which they haven't really this year. But I think they have the talent to compete with those 3, maybe 4 schools. And I agree, New Mexico State's a huge game. If you lose that one, I think things could really go downhill. If you win that one, I think that Delaware, Middle Tennessee, UTEP group of games looks a lot more exciting, and you've got a shot to win maybe 3 or 4. So it's a big game for momentum and just the belief inside the locker room.
Okay, so let's go back for just a second. Let's say they come out and they win New Mexico State. I don't know. I mean, Jack State the next week. Let's say that's a loss. UTEP at home, is that momentum from the New Mexico State win still carrying over if they take a loss to Jack State and maybe not a close loss?
I think it does. I mean, we saw it a couple of years ago. You beat Kennesaw and then you lost a close one to Western Kentucky, who was a better team, and then you won your last 2. So if you could just find one, I think it gives the locker room at least a couple more weeks to hang on to some sort of hope.
Okay. One more that I got to ask you, though. Halloween at La Tech. That could get ugly. Could that have anything to do with the final 4 games of the season?
Oh, man. I think it definitely can if you haven't won a game before then.
Well,
and depending on...
man, if they're winless going into that game, whew.
Yeah. I think I think if you do get blown out, it's probably going to kill your confidence a little bit, especially considering then you got to go to Oregon State. You're probably going to get beat up a little bit more. And then you got to find a way to get up for those winnable games, and you just might not want to. So, and Louisiana Tech, I mean, I don't know what their schedule is coming into it off the top of my head, but you've got a 2-week, almost a 2.5-week gap between UTEP and Louisiana Tech. So you better be able to get up for it and at least put out some sort of a competitive game.
Remember, they've not quit on Coach Longo. And that is a big thing as we get into these last 4 games that we're talking about. Oregon State, a little bit better chance than we thought preseason. Delaware, a little bit worse chance, I think, than we thought preseason.
Yeah.
Middle Tennessee, are the Blue Raiders? I mean, I don't think they're that good.
They are very bad. I think it is, and I know it's on the road into the season. I think they're probably the second worst team. They might be the worst team in Conference USA. It's probably the second most winnable game outside of New Mexico State, in my opinion, right now.
Chris Gilstrap says, freaky things happen on Halloween. Maybe they should wear LSU uniforms or something.
You never know. But yeah, Middle Tennessee's bad.
Yeah, no, Middle Tennessee is bad. Yeah. And then Florida International at home to end the season. That also looks like it is one that might be winnable.
I think it's they're about what I thought they were. Ups and downs. They got blown out by Delaware. They beat Florida Atlantic pretty handily. I think it was 10-0 against Penn State at halftime. Yeah, it was 10-0 at halftime against Penn State on the road. So they flashed, but they've also had some bad moments. I don't think we'd be favored, but it's certainly a possibility that they win that one.
All right. Well, Benjamin, we have gone through the last 2/3 of the season. How many wins
Ooh.
do you see for Sam Houston right now?
I'm going to say 2, but I could see anything from 0 to 3. I don't see more than 3. I could see an avenue for 0, but I'm probably going to go 2. And if I had to pick, probably New Mexico State and Middle Tennessee.
I think those two are pretty solid. I think they pick up one more. I do. Listen, I know the damn Sam Houston hater here, given a better prediction. I think that they can UTEP at home, maybe, right? And listen, part of this too is how's the crowd going to be at home at these home games?
Yeah.
Get your butts in the seats. Get your butt there.
Yeah.
They need you.
Yeah, that, and do they beat New Mexico State? If they beat New Mexico State, I might even lean closer to 3. If they don't, I might lean 0. I think a lot of it hinges on the momentum that you can build after that game.
Preseason, I gave them a win over New Mexico State because of New Mexico State's schedule coming into that game. I still think that plays a factor as well.
Right. Oh, 100%. I think I picked them to win too.
Another thing. Listen. I am getting soft. All right. Sam Houston played as bad as they could have played against Texas. We all agree. What happens to teams that have pride when they get destroyed like that and then they have a bye week?
You get right, get up off the mat, and go win a game.
They're going to come out ready. Sam Houston's going to be ready for that trip.
Yeah.
They're going to be tired of hearing about the negatives. They're going to be ready for that trip. They are tired of losing.
Yeah.
This is the one. New Mexico State is a game they can almost must win to have really any hope left in 2025.
Yeah. A lot of the rest of the year hinges on this one. And I think we knew that coming into the year. We knew the first 4 games were probably going to be 0-4, but things could take a turn against New Mexico State, and you got to turn the corner.
Remember what I said about Texas, right? They heard all week nationally how bad it was. Locally, it's even worse. How bad it was, how they're struggling. Look how they responded. I think New Mexico State is when we see the Bearkats respond. And Chris Gilstrap said next week we'll find out if there are some leaders on this team or not. And that's another great point. Look, it's one thing for the coach to say, I don't like getting beat like that. None of us do. It's another thing for the players have to hold players accountable.
Yeah, well, that was one of my biggest questions coming into this season. Obviously, all the turnover, and there was going to be a lot of turnover regardless of who the head coach was, but you lost the 10 or 11 guys from the national championship team that had been here half a decade, and it was going to be a big question about leadership regardless. So, yeah, we're going to see what kind of leadership this team has going into New Mexico State.
All right, we have plenty of time for our final segment. And this final segment is when we're going to talk about ways to kind of solve this divide that exists. We're going to rip open some Band-Aids here in a minute between the university athletic administrations and the fans, donors, alums. But first, if you're not on, it's dang near October. Next week when we do this, it's October because there's not 31 days in September, Benjamin. I learned that this week.
Yeah. New one to me, too. It's hard to keep up with.
Dude, not to mention the words amorphously. Like I have a really good word bank with amorphously now. That entered in yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, better get on there because we know Eternal Roofing, they fill up for those Christmas lights list.
They do.
Very
running out of time.
You are. So here's how you can get on that list and they not just put them up, they take them down.
Eternal Roofing is locally owned and dedicated to giving back to the community by supporting local organizations and charities. They are also the winner of Next Door's Neighborhood Faves for 2 consecutive years. And as you know, if you've listened to this podcast, Eternal Roofing is your choice for Christmas lights. They provide premium lights tailored to fit your home, season-long maintenance, and hassle-free removal. Kyle Tatum said, "They're very professional and great quality, on time and clean, and really made me feel like they cared for me and my home." Give Eternal Roofing a call today at area code 830-251-5673 or area code 936-215-8539, or you can email taylor@eternalroofingtx.com.
All right. Before we get into, by the way, I'm off today, man. I cut you off as you were trying to say something.
No, you're good.
Before we get into talking about how we can help this divide, let's go to Ben, and he can tell us how you can help support these Sam Houston athletes.
Yeah, cat-fund.com right there. Great. I'm on the screen back-to-back weeks. We're moving in the right direction. And right now our big push is our men's basketball auction golf tournament casino night that we have next weekend in Huntsville. All the info is on our socials. For that, all of our Cat Fund members get a discount into the event. If you don't know the code, reach out to me or us on social media. We'll get it to you, but definitely want you there. It's going to be a really good time supporting our men's basketball team, and yeah, just need to be there. You get to see the team for the first time, meet the coaches, meet the players, see the scrimmage on Saturday also. Hearing some very good things about this year's roster. That's what I'll say. So you definitely want to get a first look at this year's team and support the players.
I really need them to be good.
I had a conversation with someone yesterday who was at practice this week, and some very, very good things. And I'll be at the scrimmage that Saturday talking to players and coaches that weekend. We'll have some intel from there. So I'm excited. I like this year's roster.
I need a reason to hate Sam Houston again.
There you go.
Here we are. Hey, listen, frustrations are rising, and the high, not just the fan base, the donors, the alums. Frustrations are high. You can feel it. You can feel it even on this podcast, some, right? Like frustrations are boiling over. The administration is feeling the heat.
It was an interesting weekend on Facebook, to say the least.
Yeah. Listen, according to sources, Bobby Williams is set to head out on a barnstorming tour over the next few weeks, intending to raise $500,000 for football revenue share. This will be discussed on a podcast soon, according to sources. How can Bobby excite the fan base that is so frustrated and get them to start donating or help? Let me tell you, first, keep bringing the heat. Public pressure works. They're hearing you. That's why they're doing this.
Yes.
Keep that up. Second, don't just come at us with a podcast. You're talking to us when you do a podcast. You're not talking with us. Right?
I think the podcast is good. You just got to see some action with it too.
Again, you got to talk with us. You need to let's look at this here. The admin feels that they do things to reach out. They do. And fans and alums don't support or show up. Meanwhile, fans and alums and donors are feeling that they have no idea what events are happening, and the admin makes no effort to keep them informed. Donors get frustrated. The link to the Champions Fund often doesn't work, and you have to contact Joe Reed if you want to give anything over $5,000 to know how to send the money to him.
Yeah, it only allows you to pay by card, and a card, 99% of cards only do $5,000.
So here's the thing. The admin needs to be consistent, right? Like, do one event. If people don't show, you can't just quit and go, we tried. Right? But from a fan's point of view, you need to, if they're going to do this, you need to show them you will support it.
Yeah.
And then they need to do more. But let's be honest. Budget is a problem. we need some cost-effective ways to increase fan engagement. I have some ideas. Shocking, I know. But I think these could be instituted, at least most of these could be instituted pretty quickly, within a week or two. And some of them are like, why are they not already happening? Let's start with a weekly email of events that are happening at Sam Houston each week with links to buy tickets to the events. This email, hold on with me here, should be sent to everyone who has ever purchased a ticket to any sporting event or donated money to the university or athletics. Let me give you a personal story. I bought tickets to one Texas Longhorns women's NCAA tournament basketball game 3 years ago. I still get emails about everything going on with that program, right? Tarleton, Abilene Christian. Like, I bought tickets for my family to go with me to these games and stuff. I still get emails. It's the easiest thing to do. And nowadays, listen, you've got ChatGPT. You got DeepSeek. I need an email that gives these events, and we can put in these ticket links. It'll spit it out for you. You put it out to this database of everyone who's bought a ticket or donated money or graduated from the school, and they all get that in their email.
Yep. And I think I know the season ticket holders, if you've been a season ticket holder for anything, they call you a lot. So I think that's a good sign to try to sell you tickets to different things. So that's a positive. And not on the athletic side, but the Alumni Association side, which I'm a member of, they do a good job of weekly, monthly events and emails of things going on. So there's pockets of it, but I do agree there does need to be something from the athletic department for every event coming up, and how for ways to people get involved on a daily, monthly, weekly basis kind of thing.
Would I be wrong to say there's too many Chiefs and not enough Indians right now?
Probably.
I'd be
within
wrong.
the athletic department, yeah.
Well, just all of it, right? Like Alumni Association, the athletic department, the university. They need to all be one voice.
Well, they kind of have with well, maybe not the Alumni Association, but IMC, which is Integrated Marketing and Communications, has tried to bridge the gap between the university and athletics. And like the university adopted the athletics logo a couple years ago. And I think it's a good idea in theory, but the university doesn't exactly know how the athletics side operates. So they've got to figure out a way to integrate a little better than they have to this point.
Yeah, and by the way, everybody on the integration thing, I looked at the staff directory, have like 2 other jobs too. So, yeah, that's another problem, right? I mean, that's why we got to do things that are simple and stuff. Here's one, and this is something that we are definitely going to talk about some. Chris Gilstrap again on Facebook. The first thing they need to do is keep the website updated. There is no news ever. Listen, outreach, website, social media needs to be a lot better, and it needs to be relatable program to program. Right now, some programs are good, some aren't. That tells me there's not a concentrated, centralized person handling these social medias. And you're an FBS university. You need that.
Yeah, social media presence is huge. I mean, and really, I know for football and some other accounts, the only time they post is on game day. Some other accounts are controlled by individuals within the team, and they post a little more frequently. Like I know basketball is. We had that update of the stadium yesterday that they put out there, which was exciting. Yeah. But you got to have a little bit more than just a couple posts on game day. I mean, you have to, especially at this level.
And you listen. I do this, right? You think I'm writing each post that I send throughout the week, and I mean like writing it and sending it right at that time? No, I schedule these, and I don't have any sort of program anymore to schedule them all at once. No. I go to each one and I schedule these. It's worth it. It is. It takes a little bit of time, but a lot less than what you think. It is worth it to do. Another thing, and this is programs and the main athletics page as well. Did you know that Chris Mudge had a podcast with the Bearkat Sports Network?
Not unless you follow the Bearkat Sports Network and know the exact 7 buttons to click on the website.
I didn't know until I went to Bearkat Sports Network today, because I just bypass and go directly there, and to find the press conference, which, by the way, why don't we email those out too?
Yes.
Oh, why don't we email out these podcasts? These are things that easily get engagement. It doesn't take much. Again, utilize AI. I know your resources are limited. People are limited. Use some of your AI for some of this right now. There's no reason not.
Yeah, I mean, and another point too is you got to get information correct on post. I mean, there was that couple week stretch where it wasn't just football, but there were multiple posts where it was just words spelled wrong. And I get things are going to be wrong sometimes, but I mean, when you're getting paid to do that kind of stuff, you would hope the information is going to be correct. And who knows, like, you could be a player's grandparent on Facebook and all you saw was the game was on CBS, and you turn on CBS and it's not there and you don't have CBS Sports Network. I mean, it might sound stupid, but I mean, that kind of stuff can impact people's ability to get involved with the team.
That matters. They get mad about that too.
Yeah.
And they should. Listen, it's not that it was just a one-off, right? Like, we all make mistakes. Not every post I put out is perfectly worded or punctuated or whatever. But you got to take a second, pause, and at least kind of look over that stuff.
Right.
Before you hit the send button or schedule button. Now, those could be implemented right now. Email. I have a few other ideas. How about, and I know Bauer Stadium is out and they do tailgate. One thing Sam Houston does well for football is tailgating, right?
They do. Good tailgate.
How about we do that on the weekends for the baseball team?
They do it once a year for baseball and once a year for basketball, and that's it. Well, they used to do the lawn on the baseball field when I was there in 2018, 2019. My first 2 years, the right field line, they had a party pavilion and they sold tickets into it and had food and stuff like that. And they also opened up the right field berm, and a bunch of college kids would go out there and grill out, park their trucks out there and kind of stuff. It was a cool way to get involved, watch the game from the outfield. So you got to make every game an event. You need to get people there to show up for more than just the game that is on the field. And right now there's nothing else other than the game on the field.
How hard is it for them to organize a tailgate for every weekend home game?
Probably not too hard.
Yeah, well, here's another one. And Brett Lacoste watching on Facebook, thank you as well. The admin and marketing is horrible. No updates, no news, hard to find info on alumni network watch parties. The university does not know how to properly engage. And that's what we're talking about. But that's a problem. And I'm here wanting solutions. And that's what we're trying to do today, right? We've identified the problems over and over. I want solutions to help them. And I think the email is one thing that Brett talks about. I think the emails would play a big role in helping that.
Oh, huge,
really do.
Yeah. Easiest way of communication. It costs nothing.
Nothing. And it's quick. It doesn't have to take a lot of time or manpower. Quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's another idea. There's not a lot of engagement or openness with the programs, the coaches, the players. Like, why not make them available? A meet and greet, autograph sign. College kids love to sign autographs for kids, man.
Yeah. I think they do it for volleyball and basketball one game a year, but that's really the only accessibility. And I mean, we've had these auctions and dinners and stuff like that, but I mean, it still costs to get in. It would be awesome if they had an open practice, or like you announce 2 weeks ahead of time that the football program is going to have players like packing groceries at HEB or whatever. Just little stuff like that.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'm wearing a Frisco Corn Dogs hat. You know where you can get some really great fan engagement ideas from that cost nothing?
Minor league baseball.
Minor league baseball. So, softball, these events, it could be tennis. Kids can come out and play catch with their dads for 20 minutes after a game, or with some of the players if they wanted to join. However it is, right? Make it an event after the game. Kids run bases every Sunday after the Texas Rangers game. They herd you through there like cattle. They herd you right back off the field like that. But the kids love it. And the parents go along with it. Those are shoot hoops for 20 minutes after a basketball game.
Yeah.
Right? Like, these are things you can do to provide fan engagement that's going to get people there to watch. And then it gives them, they enjoy that kind of stuff. They remember it. They have fun. And then they leave going, man, that was fun. The last impression is extremely important.
Yes, especially for kids. And I mean, if you can do something for a kid and have that impression on them, they might be a fan for life.
Yes. Oh, by the way, you could do some of these signings at the campus bookstore.
Yeah.
Why not? Then you're trying to sell merch as well. Maybe get a business in Huntsville to come along with you. Heck, even the Texas Rangers go around to different businesses across the state in the off season and talk to people to get a fan caravan to keep people excited and engaged, right?
Yeah.
Even though they suck on the field. Anyhow, a coach's show, a football coach's show at a local restaurant or business.
Yeah.
How is that not happening?
One of probably the only FBS schools to not do it. Basketball does it at HEB, and they've done it for probably 5 years now. I mean, not a ton of people show up, but they're doing it, making the effort. But if there's any sport you got to do it, it's football.
It's not. Listen, people show up. How many people are shopping at the HEB? They walk by and at least see it.
Yeah. Well,
right.
I've got a cool story too. So the coaches show started in 2019, I think it was. It was my sophomore junior year of college, and me and a couple of my buddies, we'd go every Tuesday or Wednesday night. I think it was Wednesday, because they played like Thursday, Saturday games, and we were like the only ones there the first year it started, the 5 of us. And after a couple weeks, Coach Hooten walks up to us and buys us dinner. It's at the barbecue place in HEB, and little stuff like that makes an impression on you. And I mean, it's a big reason why I'm such a big fan of the program and stuff like that, is because of those run-ins you get with people. So it's about creating those kind of memories.
Yeah, and you've got to give the chances to have those. And so a coach's show. Not hard, not difficult to do.
And it's in Phil Longo's contract that he gets paid like $50,000 a year for a coach's show, but that might just be the podcast that he does or has done a couple times.
Listen, your head football coach, football is the front porch of the university. Your head football coach is right out there in the front. And you need someone who wants to engage with fans and does engage with fans and does not see it as an obligation.
Right.
Because it's not. It's critical to be engaging with the fans.
Yeah.
Not telling you got to be a teddy bear and hug on it. No. But at least, be yourself, but be approachable.
Right.
And give them a chance to approach you.
Well, and the basketball coaches show that they've done, I mean, only a quarter of it's really about basketball. They'll bring a player on, talk about their journey to Sam Houston, about like what the coach does in his free time, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, extra $25,000 for appearing on a TV show produced by Sam Houston is what's in the contract.
There you go. So we're paying him, but you're not getting your money's worth out of it. Basically, you're paying him for nothing. He's getting free money from you, and you, again, like you said, coaches shows I watch, and hell, FCS and D2s have coaches shows, for crying out loud.
Yes.
You know what? NAI has coaches shows too that I watch. Just saying, I can find them on YouTube pretty easy. The fact Sam Houston doesn't is embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, Carlos does one with Huntsville High School too.
Yes.
And I mean, not that it's on him to do it, but I mean, you have a guy that knows what he's doing and can do it.
And he's the voice, right?
Yeah, and he does it for basketball also.
He's awesome at it. And he would love to do it. And you bring in the student athletes because the coach has only got to be like one segment and the last segment, right?
Right.
The players do the middle segment. The coach will talk about the previous game and the next game.
And it doesn't even have to be the head coach. He could be every 3 weeks. It could be your head coach, defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator. Shuffle them through.
I mean, it's in his contract. I'd tell the head coach.
Yeah, but it's not that big of a lift.
Okay. Something else that can happen now, not this year. This is a more of a year out sort of deal. But when Bowers is finished, why is there not a walk before the tailgate begins where you have fans who are able to line a street, players head to the field house from some predetermined location that gives a Bearkat walk to the stadium? You have the band, you have the cheerleaders, you have other groups from campuses out there, spirit squads. It is a chance for everyone to get there, and the football team comes at the end, and it's like a mini pep rally to the game.
Yeah, a lot of teams do it. Sam Houston does it at NRG. So, I mean, you've done it there. I think it would be a really cool thing to add to the game day atmosphere. And I think you can, I mean, obviously, we don't know exactly what the new stadium is going to look like, but I'm pretty sure it's designed to where if you walk through the main entrance, they could just walk down the stairs onto the field from there and start their warm-ups and pregame stuff from there. So I think it's a great idea.
It doesn't even have to be that. Like, they're not even dressed, right? They
Right.
walk to the field house. They go get it. We're talking, what time does a team get to the game? 2.5 hours before it starts? They get to the field house usually?
Yeah, I would say maybe 3, yeah.
3? Okay. 3 hours before you have the Bearkat walk. And what you've now done is you've put people out there and you tell the fans as soon as they cut off and go to the field house, you cut left and go to your tailgate.
Yep. It'd be a great setup.
It's right there. It's right there. It's low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Again, the most important thing right now. The admin cannot quit if one event doesn't quite get the turnout you want.
Yep.
That's not enough. This has to be,
Yeah.
we got to give it some chances.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, but before we move on, the Bowers thing, I think you need to play into the opening of Bowers. I think you should be selling bricks outside the stadium. You need to also, maybe there's a luxury, one of the club seats for $50, a $50 donation. You could enter it into a raffle for a club seat for the first season. You know what I mean? Something like that. And if 1,000 people sign up, that's 5,000, you know. If you have so I mean, it's an easy moneymaker to do something. I think you've got to play into the new stadium a little bit.
I'm not a marketing whiz. I'm really not. There are so many ways out there to make money, and you've got a fan engagement staff of 2. That's not enough.
Yeah.
You need a dedicated fan, and you need dedicated alumni and donor relations as well. And you know what? If people are going to give you money, maybe you need a big athletic banquet at the end of the year that the donors are all invited to for free, that you give out the team awards or whatever. It's just a dinner that, you know, a chance to kind of get them all together and get the people there to see the athletes that they supported with their own money.
Yeah. A lot of schools do that too. And also, kind of along those lines, the Hall of Fame banquet, they don't announce who the Hall of Fame people are until like a week before. Nobody can get tickets to it. It's very hard to get into. I just feel like that's another moneymaker and a big event, you know, right around homecoming in the middle of football season where you can keep people engaged.
Oh, yeah. Chris Gilstrap says they should be doing that already, talking about selling stuff. Yeah. You should be owning a piece of the old Bowers press box.
Yeah, or the old turf that they just tore up at baseball or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, pieces of it. People will buy pieces of turf. I've got pieces of old Arlington dirt from old Arlington Stadium, the ballpark in Arlington, right?
Yeah.
That people will buy that stuff. You've just got to make it available. Game used footballs. I mean, it's ways to make money.
Yeah.
It's ways to make money. They're out there. There's ways to do it. But again, they need consistency. Listen, fans and alums and donors will engage in these events if they are consistent and they know they're coming.
Yep.
You don't expect them all to show up at the one because they're a little skeptical of you right now, right? And again, that goes back to that mistrust. There's a mistrust between one side and the other, and that's what we got to solve.
Yep.
Brett Lacoste says, and I hope I'm saying your last name correctly, like WKU and other universities have, I see party tent sections on the field.
Yeah.
Listen, UIW, Stephen F. Austin. Oh, my God, did I just say Stephen F. Austin? Oh, I'm sorry. Stephen F. Austin. They have them.
And you used to do the couch potato thing, which got students involved. And I think in 22 and 23, you had tents in the end zone on the north side at Bowers. It was for football alumni. But so you've got the infrastructure to do it to some degree, to sell some sort of premium seating or tickets.
People buy tickets behind the Cowboys and the visiting team's bench, and you know they can't see crap in the game, but they're field level.
Yeah.
Make some field level access. Sell that premium. Here's another good idea. Chris Gilstrap should have people like Tim Flanders, Brian Bell, the McCollum twins coming to games, signing Bearkat swag. Raquel Rodriguez, when they're in the area, right? Like, you have alums. I got a question for you, Ben. Here's another idea I'm going to throw out here. Are there any former or any alums of Sam Houston that have some musical skills that they might be traveling around singing or something?
Yeah, one from Huntsville, first name Cody, last name Johnson.
Hey, when was the last time he put on a concert at Bowers and or Johnson Coliseum?
Never.
What? Why not? Why not? Right? At post-game concert at a football game with this stuff is low. And also, again, you've got this stadium, you've got the Coliseum. The fact that you don't hold some other events in there at times, crazy, man.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's you got to use your facilities and make the most of them. That's what you got to do. You see baseball fields have rodeos now.
Yeah.
Right?
There's just so many ways to get people involved. You just got to do something.
Yeah, the Savannah Bananas. I went to the Banana Ball game. Fans first. No one cared. Like, you are so entertained out there. And it was a Friday night. I didn't even look at my phone till the seventh inning.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't even care about a high school football score. It's right there. It's low-hanging fruit. Please, if you're listening, I hope you take some of these ideas. Some of them can be started now. Use some of these to spur others. I'm not a genius at this. I don't know all the things. You've got people way smarter inside your own university right now to come up with this.
Yep.
Get them together and have them start doing it. It is time, and it takes time to rebuild these relationships. But it is now time to start rebuilding the relationships that have been broken due to whatever caused the divide. I don't even care what caused it anymore. I don't. It is time to fix it.
Yes.
An awesome intro song. Do you have? Maybe buy a guy that's a Sam Houston alum. Maybe they could make one for you.
Or play into the death row theme. I mean, people have talked about that for years, or something along those lines.
These are things that, some of it can be the money side with the concert, or I get that, but there are some things that are cost effective. Cotton Eye Joe. The football team enters to Cotton Eye Joe. That would be
that'll get the players going.
That would be great. Cotton Eye Joe. I laugh. And then the team doesn't enter that, but why not third quarter, heading into the fourth quarter?
Yeah. Well, and this brings up another point, and it should be fixed. It's a part of the enhancement to Bowers. There's a new sound system. Sound system before was terrible. They also played the same traditions video from like 2018 up through last season, and it was just not like, it had old logos. The sound didn't match what the girl was saying on the video. Just little things like that. I mean, it just doesn't take a lot of effort to do those.
No, because if you play Cotton Eye Joe at the end of the third quarter, you get the fans up with playing the Cotton Eye Joe.
Yeah, or Fiddle in Texas. You got to have a fiddle in the band.
That's the end of the first quarter, right?
Yeah.
Let's do that at the end of the first quarter. Get ready for the second quarter. There are things that you can do, and they don't cost money. Just a little bit of time. Some of these did. Woo! That is a wrap for this episode of March to the Pod, presented by Eternal Roofing. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for the comment. I feel like this is more what we need, solutions rather than just discuss the problem. We all know the problems now.
Yep.
It's time to move forward and get solutions.
Yep.
So thank you for joining us, however you found us. We'll be back next week, hopefully, or soon, with more Bearkat athletics coverage. Until then, stay safe. And Ben, take us home.
Eat 'em up, cats, and rebuild, restore, rest up, and hopefully get ready for a Bearkat W next week.
Rebuild, restore, rest up. Let's go.